Assalamualaikum, and my name is Muhd Aqil bin Abdul Hamid, and today, along with my group, that is consists of Alec, Muhammad Ruzaimi bin Othman, Siti Nurathirah binti Aznan, and Widatul Aima binti Abdullah. We are going to present for our slide presentation for the topics National Archive of Malaysia, or shortened for NAM. Okay, without wasting any time, let's go to the first presenter for this slide presentation, that is Siti Nurathirah.
Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Siti Nurathirah binti Aznan and I will introduce you to National Archive of Malaysia (NAM). NAM, based in Kuala Lumpur, is a Malaysian National Archive. The Public Records Office was created in 1957, but the name was changed to National Archive of Malaysia in 1963. In 1982, NAM was moved to its current collection, which at Jalan Duta, Kuala Lumpur. And in 2003, the National Archive Act 2003 at 629 was passed and establishing the legislative structure for the Malaysian National Archive. Next are about function and activities of NAM. NAM serves as a repository for data, information and government documents that is responsible for acquiring and preserving all information. NAM also a repository for records of national and historical values to provide the public government department and researchers with research facilities with various types of document and form. NAM has been chosen for permanent or a long-term preservation due to their cultural, historical and evidential value. The archive uses computerization system to modernize the management and administration of the archive. Next is source of NAM. NAM sources come from primary sources. Primary sources are proof of an event, an object, a person, or a work of art that is either direct or indirect. Documents, pictures, and artifacts that provide first-hand details or direct proof of a historical subject are referred to as primary sources. These are types of records kept by NAM. Records such as files, publication, newspaper, magazine, letter of agreement, audiovisual material, royal archive, private record and archive, microfilms, letter, photograph, maps, plans and charts are all types of record that was kept by NAM. Responsibilities of NAM, such as preserving the country records and historical heritage for a long time, collecting and managing records pertaining to the country political, social and economical history, provide guidance on the best practice and standard for managing public records, select which document to retain and make sure that the documents are kept in the best condition. What will happen if NAM not exist in the country? First, important and valuable records and heritage assets of the country will not be properly stored and the records may not be visible for the future generation. Second, students and researchers may not be unable to do research on Malaysian history due to the lack of evidence and papers for reference. Third, the general public may be unaware of the country's historical history and unable to view the country's treasures. Awards that NAM has achieved are UNESCO GG Memory of the World Award 2009 and Raymond Magsaysay Award.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Aqil bin Abdul Hamid, and today I'm going to present the next slide, that is the background of National Archive Malaysia, or short term for NAM. Okay, first is that none was established back on December 1 in 1957 in Petaling Jaya following the country independence from colonial rules. During its earlier days of establishment, the none was originally named the Public Record Office, which is then changed to its present name after 6 years of its creation in 1963. Right after that is that the National Archive Act was passed by the Parliament in 1966 and received the royal assent, which was approved by both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and was granted by His Majesty the Yang di-Pertua Agong. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is the next slide. That is the current National Archive building on Jalan Duta in Kuala Lumpur was dedicated as the new headquarters in 1982 for NAM. Back in the year of 2003, the National Archive Malaysia Act was introduced under the Act of 629. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is the branch for NAM. It's contain 8 branch, that is Johor, Kelantan, Perak, Kedah, Sarawak, Terengganu, Opahan, and Sabah and Pulau Pinang. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is the department or units for NAM. They contain 6 departments. First is the Planning and Coordination Division. Second is the Government Records Management Division. Third is the Archive Management Division. The fourth is the Development Division. The fifth is the Research and Documentation Management. And the sixth is the Statement Archive Division. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is the next slide. That is the vision. The vision for NAM is to create a world where people are more interested with history about the country, culture, event, and heritage. The second is the mission. For NAM is to hold in custody and preserve archival material pertaining to the nation history and to disseminate information regarding the importance to the public. The third is the purpose of systematic records management, is to make sure that all government records are properly retrieved and preserved so that the future society can access them in a more organized manner. And the final is the objective for NAM, that is the in order to acquisition, storage and preservation of record possessing national historical value from government agency and private institution as well as member of the public. And the second is the provision of advisory service to the government agency. The third is the provision of reference and research facility to the government. And the final is the designing and implementation such station or outreach service. Okay, so that is all for my presentation and thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Widatul Aima. I will continue to present about statement archive. Statement archive is a term that applies to a special type of building that pays tribute to the public figures that have contributed to helping the country to become a better nation. This building consists of gallery, memorial, exhibition, and that house all of the event that occurred in Malaysia in the past. The government prefers to construct this iconic building in order to ensure that public figures receive adequate recognition for their contribution to the country, which should be recognized by all Malaysia. For the example of statement archive building is like Memorial Tun Hussein On, Memorial Negarawan, National Art Gallery of Malaysia, Tugu Negara, and Galeria Sri Perdana. And next, recognition. The National Archive of Malaysia Archive international recognition in 1964 when the International Council of Archive Secretary General invited the department to set up its branch for the Southeast Asia region. The National Archive of Malaysia has organized a conference to establish the Southeast Asia Regional Branch of the International Council on Archive, also known as SARBICA. The Southeast Asia Regional Branch of the International Council on Archive is the first regional branch of the International Council on Archive, one of the best archival institution in Southeast Asia, as it has always been a special in the areas of record management and archive administration. Next, disaster management. In archive, we will face an something problem. For example, is flood. The flood occurs when it rains heavily, which cause an increase in the water level and has the potential to sink the building. And then earthquake. A strategic building position is essential to avoiding the earthquake problem in order to keep the record safe from any damage. And then lastly, rainstorm will also have a significant impact of NAM's building, causing massive damage to their material and valuable record. To make a building for archive, we should um, choose a strategic place, that like we don't have to face anything like flood, earthquake, rainstorm, and so on. Next, this is the logo and the definition of archive. The logo of Archive Negara Malaysia was scripted by Encik Sumali bin Ahmad. The logo has its own meaning and suite with dome-shaped moorish at Bangunan Sultan Abdul Samad, dome with a huge watch that symbolizes Malaysian image. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alec. So let's look at to the National Archive of Malaysia. The first act is National Archive of 1966. An archive act is an action that allows the archive institution to gain access to new things in order to improve its method of collecting record information. The Acts of 1966 empowered the institution to take custody or ownership of any public archive and records that are important for government-related information. Through this ownership, the National Archives can gain access to any recorded information from the general public, which have the institution in the process of collecting and preserving the nation historical data and document. So the second act is National Archive Act 2003. The National Archive Act 2003 is allowed passed in 2003 under Act 629 that allow the archive institution to improve its process for acquiring custody, acquiring, creating, maintaining, and using public records information. This act was also approved by the government to be used throughout the peninsular and the federal terrorist states of Malaysia, such as Kuala Lumpur, Labuan, and Putrajaya. For stage Sabah and Sarawak, the H can be used but only for government public records, which are before or after Hari Malaysia. This H can only be used during the date and schedule that is being set up by the government minister, which has been notified by the Warta. The slide that I would to present is about the development of Audiovisual Documentation Center. The collection of audiovisual material in the National Archive began at the beginning of the year 1933, which is when the establishment of Center for Audiovisual Documentation and Preservation by the state was approved by the Jemaah Menteri on 14 July 1999. Through this center, the National Archive can ensure that the process of collecting, processing, preserving, conserving, copy, and storing audiovisual material can be run from a wide variety of sources and can be implemented actively and professionally. Therefore, nowadays, the audiovisual system now has improved and become more sophisticated when NAM holds several types of audiovisual collection that derive from various methods. So this is the slide that show collection of audiovisual archive in National of Malaysia. So type of audiovisual collection is photograph, film, winley disc, video tapes, audio tapes, and optical discs. So each of types have a unit or hour. So next slide is we will look at the activities that produced by NAM. So uh, with this list, it shows that NAM has provide and produce many activities for their organization and for for user. So the next slide is about purpose of activities NAM. So the first one is society knowledge of the archive will be more intensive. This is where user and the public who were previously unaware of the existence of the archive will be more aware and know about its existence. The second one is NAM can to introduce and promote more about their organization. The activities and program carried out can give an advantage to the organization in promoting their organization to the public. Number three is NAM also take this approach so that the community will not forget about their archive. It is intended to always cultivate the knowledge of the community so that they do not easily forget the archive and always approach what the archive do for their well-being. So number four is NAM would like to provide training and equipment for the management and disposal of archive. Training and experience in managing and preserving archive has a good impact on the community in acquiring new knowledge. And the last one is NAM want to achieve their goals and objectives in managing the activities and programs they run. Through this, NAM can find out the effectiveness of the program they run or not. It also one of the way NAM wants to improve every unsuccessful activity planning until in a more effective direction.
Services offered by NAM, National Archives Malaysia. Systematic record management workshop to civil servants, provide research material to researchers, online chat with civil servants. Next is online access and its function. Number one is Complaint Management System Public or CISPA. E-complaint or feedback. The function is to receive and to manage feedback such as complaint, appreciation, inquiries, and suggestions from the public regarding the services. Second is online finding aid or OFA. The function is providing research and reference resources as well as online networking and increasing popularity of archival heritage. Third is National Archive Library Web OPEC to provide an online catalog of archive, collection of documentation to the citizen. Number four is e-archive. The function is to access online finding aids, OFA, pendaftaran penyelidikan baru, e-pelupusan, web OPEC, maklum balas, web mail, digital signature, or tukaran wang. Lastly is human resources. This is a type of software for human resources to integrate a range of systems and process that ensure easy management of human resources. Next is for images. For images is a framework for the administering image galleries and media databases based on PHP and MySQL. 7 is webmail, digital signature. to indicate acceptance of an agreement or a record. The conclusion is the National Archives of Malaysia (NAM) has provided appropriate services and material to the public, researchers and others. This is show that NAM has the potential to adapt the new form of digitalization. The fact is, all users can access various types of online access that are provided by NAM. All parties must work to protect the sources of fact in order for Malaysia's goals of becoming a powerful country to become true. If we do not preserve the sources, information and records that are widely acknowledged, Malaysia will identity will be questioned and the country's sovereignty will be soiled. As a result, Malaysia National Archives have a tremendous deal of responsibilities. As the government will lose a lot of money and it will be a tremendous embarrassment to all Malaysia if we do not properly preserve our national treasure and historic paper which are significant work.